Welcome to the AskJunior Judgment Podcast. I'm Priya Sharma, and joining me today is Raj Malhotra.
Hello, everyone. We're excited to dive into today's topic, which revolves around a landmark case in Indian legal history, Hussainara Khatoon and others versus Home Secretary, State of Bihar, decided on March 9, 1979. This case is pivotal in understanding the rights of undertrial prisoners and the importance of legal aid in ensuring justice.
Absolutely, Raj. This case not only highlights the plight of undertrial prisoners, but also emphasizes the constitutional obligation of the state to provide free legal services. It's a fascinating intersection of law, human rights, and social justice.
So, let's set the stage. The case was brought before the Supreme Court of India, and it was presided over by Justice P.N. Bhagwati and Justice D.A. Desai. The petitioners, Hussainara Khatoon and others, were challenging the prolonged detention of undertrial prisoners in Bihar, many of whom had been incarcerated for years without trial.
Right, and for our listeners who might not be familiar with the term undertrial prisoners, refers to individuals who are detained while awaiting trial. They have not yet been convicted of any crime, but they are still held in custody, often for extended periods. This case brought to light the serious issue of how these individuals were treated within the legal system.
The Supreme Court's ruling was groundbreaking. It established that the procedure under which a person may be deprived of their life or liberty must be reasonable, fair, and just. This principle is enshrined in Article 21 of the Indian Constitution, which guarantees the right to life and personal liberty.
Exactly. And what's particularly striking about this case is the court's recognition that free legal services are essential for ensuring a fair trial. Justice Bhagwati emphasized that without access to legal representation, the accused, especially those from economically disadvantaged backgrounds, would be at a severe disadvantage.
This brings us to Article 39A of the Constitution, which mandates that the state shall provide free legal aid to ensure that opportunities for securing justice are not denied to any citizen due to economic or other disabilities. It's a powerful reminder of the state's responsibility to uphold justice for all, not just those who can afford it.
And it's important to note that the court highlighted the systemic issues that led to the plight of undertrial prisoners. Many of them were unaware of their rights, including the right to apply for bail. The court pointed out that the legal system often felt like a mysterious and forbidding entity to the poor, rather than a means of securing justice.
That's a crucial point, Priya. The judgment also criticized the state for its failure to provide timely trials, stating that the continued detention of undertrial prisoners for extended periods was not only a violation of their rights, but also a reflection of a broader systemic failure. The court noted that many prisoners had been incarcerated for longer than the maximum sentence they would have faced if convicted.
It's shocking, isn't it? The court found that some individuals had been in jail for years without even having their trials commence. This raises serious questions about the integrity of the justice system and the fundamental rights of individuals.
Indeed, Priya. The court's ruling mandated that the state must take proactive measures to ensure speedy trials. It directed the government to provide legal representation to undertrial prisoners at its own cost, particularly for those charged with bailable offenses. This was a significant step towards ensuring that justice was accessible to all, regardless of their financial situation.
And the implications of this ruling extend beyond just the individuals involved in the case. It set a precedent for future cases and highlighted the need for a comprehensive legal services program in India. The court called for a dynamic and activist approach to legal aid, emphasizing that the poor should not be priced out of the judicial system.
Absolutely. The judgment also drew parallels with international legal standards, referencing cases from the United States that underscored the importance of legal representation in ensuring fair trials. The court recognized that the right to counsel is a fundamental aspect of justice, and without it, the very fabric of democracy is at risk.
This case is a powerful reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice and equality within the legal system. It challenges us to consider how we can ensure that the rights of the most vulnerable members of society are protected.
And it's not just about legal representation. It's about changing the perception of the law itself. The judgment pointed out that the law should be seen as a tool for empowerment and social change, rather than something that oppresses the poor.
Exactly, Raj. The court's decision was a call to action for the government to implement a comprehensive legal aid program. It emphasized that without such a program, the promise of justice remains unfulfilled for many.
As we reflect on this case, it's essential to recognize the broader implications for our society. The legal system must be accessible and equitable, ensuring that every individual, regardless of their socioeconomic status, has the opportunity to seek justice.
And that's a challenge that continues to resonate today. The issues of under-trial prisoners and access to legal aid are still very much alive in our legal discourse. It's a reminder that while progress has been made, there is still much work to be done.
Absolutely, Priya. The Hussainara Khatoon case serves as a beacon of hope and a call to action for all of us. It reminds us that justice is not just a privilege for the few, but a right for all.
As we wrap up today's discussion, let's encourage our listeners to think about the role of the legal system in their own lives and the lives of those around them. How can we advocate for change and ensure that justice is truly accessible to everyone?
That's a great point, Priya. We can all play a part in promoting awareness and advocating for reforms that ensure equal access to justice. Whether it's through supporting legal aid organizations, engaging in community discussions, or simply educating ourselves and others about these issues, every action counts.
Thank you for joining us today on the AskJunior Judgment Podcast. We hope you found this discussion enlightening and thought-provoking.
Until next time, stay curious and engaged with the world around you.